I don't think it comes as a surprise that humanity is going through a massive transformation right now. And the way things used to be done can't be repeated anymore. There is so much shifting and changing, and these old patterns of thinking and the way we've done things in the past are being obliterated by new awareness and new levels of consciousness. As we step into this new world, it's so important that we learn how to tap into the flow that's available to us, because this old hustle culture, this old way of getting things done and forcing our ways through things and, feel the fear and do it anyway kind of attitude isn't going to work anymore. You do need to step out of your comfort zone. Let me rephrase that. Zone of familiarity. I talk about that in this episode, why I call it that. You do need to step out of that. But there are specific techniques and ways you can do this that makes it so much easier and so much more fun. Luminous light workers, healers, coaches, change makers, you are needed now. So if you find yourself in fear or frustration, or you just don't know how to break through so that you can share your true, authentic self, listen to this episode. I speak to this very thing. My friend, you are needed. It is time for you to boldly step out and share your message and help change the world. I'll see you on the inside. You, my friend, are sitting in the control tower of your life experience. You get to decide if you're going to stay where you are or grow into the most extraordinary experience possible. You get to decide how your life turns out, what your results are in your business, whether or not you get paid for your gifts. You decide. You're the one who decides to come out of the cocoon and spread your wings and fly. And so will you. Will you leave your zone of familiarity? Some people like to call this stretching outside of your comfort zone, but I don't believe that the comfort zone is all that comfortable. And I know if you're here and you're listening to this or watching this, I know that you want something more for your life, that you are growing and evolving, and there's so much more that you want to experience. It doesn't necessarily mean that your current experience is bad. It just means you want more. That's why you're here. And in that desire for more, you must be willing to step out of that zone of familiarity, to do things that stretch you and make you grow, that do things that are scary and uncomfortable, to step into that space of the unknown, to release the need to know how, to release the need to have it all figured out and get all your ducks in a row. And the only way you do that is to simply decide that you will take action. Now is your time. You get to choose. We don't sit back and wait for the universe to hand it to us on a silver platter. We don't sit back and wait for someone to give us a sign. You are co-creating your life experience and your dream with the universe, which means you must show up in active participation with that dream. The universe ain't going to do it for you. So choose, decide. Feel it in every cell of your body on a regular basis, because you will have experiences that scare the living bejesus out of you. You will have experiences of resistance, discomfort, uncertainty, doubt. What the heck am I even doing? And you will have experiences of extraordinary, of holy crap, it worked, of oh my God, yes. You get to experience all of that on this path, but you won't experience any of it if you don't spread your wings and fly. It is time for you to fly. It is time for you to leap. It's time to show them what you got. So get out there. Do something about your dream. And if you don't know what to do or which direction to go, reach out for help. Message me, email me, find me, send homing pigeons. Do what you got to do, but do not hold yourself back. Stop playing small. It is time for your dream to become a reality. So step out there, my friend. Go for it. Co-create your dream with the universe. I know you've got something to say. I know you have an opinion. I know that there is something that you've gone through in your life that you have overcome. And in sharing your story and expressing what that is, you can help so many other people. So don't bottle it up. Allow yourself to express from that authentic, powerful place that is yours and yours alone. Allow yourself to be fearless in your expression of your soul. Step out, share, talk about what you've gone through, share your story. I don't know how many times I get people that message me when I share my story. If you have been watching me or listening to me for any time, you know that I am an ex-cocaine addict. I used to snort an 8-ball of cocaine up my nose every single day for 3 years straight. I was in every abusive relationship you could possibly imagine. You name the bad decision, I've made it. And I've come to a place of the understanding of that story and how that story has molded me into the person I am today. And I am so grateful for every moment of that. And I am not afraid to share that story. I am not ashamed. I am grateful for that experience. So whatever experience you've gone through in your life, I don't know a single human on this planet who has not experienced trauma of some kind. So whatever experience you've had in your lifetime, whether it be huge and profound, or it feels small and inconsequential to you, or it feels like maybe nobody would even resonate with it, doesn't matter. The world will resonate with it. The people that need to hear your story will be pulled in to hear your story. But if you never share it, nobody will ever hear it. So if you want to be out there sharing your gifts with the world, you want to get paid for your gifts, share your story. That's how you get people to come into your circle of influence. That's how you resonate with people. That's how people start to see who you are. And if you're not sharing who you are, no one will want to work with you. No one will want to put themselves out and invest in working with you because you're not invested in sharing who you are. I know it's scary. I know that there are times with our stories where it's like, God, I don't want to admit that I did that. And yet, every single human on the planet has a story just like that, where they don't want to admit that they did something. We're human. And people will resonate with your story. So be brave, be bold, be unapologetic about your story, because your story means something to someone. So speak it loud and proud from the rooftops, or write it, or sing it, or paint it, or draw it, whatever way it wants to come out, but share your truth, share your story. The world needs to hear you now. And despite the fear that holds you back, despite the resistance, despite the fear of judgment or ridicule, do it anyway. Remember why you are choosing to walk this pathway. Remember the decision that you've made to step out of your cocoon, to live the most extraordinary life possible, to step out and spread your wings and fly. In order to do that, share your story. Share your story with the world. Step out, be brave and be bold and be courageous, because the world needs you right now. But don't do it because I told you to do it. Don't do it because you think you should. Don't do it because everybody else is doing it. Because when you go on social media, everybody's got a coaching program. Don't create something because you feel obligated or it's something that you think you should be doing. Create it from your soul. Create it from that place of absolute bliss and love and joy and exuberance and happiness. Don't do things in your world that you feel obligated to do. Do things, even if they need to get done, like your bookkeeping. Do them because you have a deep, burning desire to do them. I'm thinking about, as I've been recording this podcast, I usually record my podcast every Friday morning. And Friday morning, at the time of this recording, I woke up and I was like, I don't want to. I don't want to do my podcast. And so I played with resistance back and forth all morning long. I got distracted by other projects, which also moved the needle forward for my business. So it wasn't a useless project, but it was definitely used as a distraction. And then I sat with myself for a few minutes when it was time. I'm like, I realized I need to get my podcast recorded, or I'm not doing a podcast episode this week. And that's an option too. I could have decided that, but I had to really sit with myself and go, okay, well, what is this resistance? And this is where I like to work with self-coaching and really checking in and being aware of the thoughts and the feelings that we're experiencing. And so I sat with those thoughts of, I don't want to, like a little 5-year-old, and I don't want to today. And I knew right away it was resistance. I knew that I was just kind of pushing back. I wanted to go play. I wanted to go adventure, doing something that felt like an obligation. I wasn't feeling it. Well, I could have just said, I'm not feeling it, and walked away, and then not recorded a podcast episode this week. But instead, I chose to remember why I am so passionate about sharing a podcast episode every week. And I came back into that feeling state, and I remembered the decision I made to show up consistently week after week after week with a new episode. And I remembered my why. And I remembered that I get to decide how I feel about things. And in that moment, everything shifted and I pressed the record button. Easy peasy. Happiness is a choice. Bliss is a choice. Inspiration is a choice. How we show up on a day-to-day basis with any task in front of us is a choice. You don't like doing the dishes? Find a way to make dishes fun. You don't like doing your bookkeeping? Find a way to make it fun. Find the bliss. Because as we're building these businesses, these extraordinary experiences, as we're learning to get paid for our gifts, we're not doing it from a place of obligation. You didn't sign up for, sharing a business and getting clients and marketing and sales in order for yourself to be miserable. That's not why you signed up. You want to have fun and play and adventure. But that's a choice you get to make. And how you approach it. Do you approach every task with, oh, I'm going to get it done? Or do you approach it with childlike wonder and go, I wonder what's going to come out of this? I wonder how this is going to turn out. I wonder what I will discover. How can I make this fun? Because the thing that you're chasing, whatever that extraordinary looks like for you, you get to experience it right here, right now, because it's a feeling state. It's not the money. It's not the amount of clients. It's not the reach you get on social media. It's not the amount of followers. It's not anything to do with the material experience. It is how you want to feel at the end of the day. And you get to choose how you feel right now. So find your bliss and create from there, and watch how everything changes in your world. Watch how you're less afraid. Watch how you bust through resistance and fear like nothing. Because that place of bliss is what moves you forward. If you don't know how to choose your emotions, please reach out to me, connect with me. I can help you with this. I've got a very powerful tool that you can use within moments to learn how to shift your emotional state. So if you are struggling with anxiety, stress, frustration, anger, sadness, depression, reach out. You do not need to suffer. You get to decide how you feel.